Hi guys, welcome to Coding Ambitions. This is Sunil Dhiman. Today we will discuss about Android Activity Lifecycle. Android Activity Lifecycle is very important part in Android app development. So it is must for you guys to understand if you want to learn Android app development, because most of the time you will see activities in the Android app development. In the coding part, most of the time you will face activities and its methods. So today we will discuss about all those things. So this is the practical app which I have created for you guys, but here I will show you every method, whenever which method will get called. Let's say if some activity comes over another activity, then which method gets called. Let's say if we press back button, then which method gets called. So I will show you all those things. But first of all, let's see the official diagram of activity lifecycle from Android developers blog. So let's move on to that part, then we will come back to this and we will see all the things live. So this is the official activity lifecycle diagram from Android developers. So you can see here, whenever activity gets launched, onCreate method gets called, then onStart, then onResume, and after onResume activity is in running state. So let's say there are two cases here. You can see onCreate for activity launched, and second one is this. It is coming from here. After onStop, let's say if another app needed memory and system has lack of resources, then it destroys the activity and then it will recreate it. So and first time it is created and coming into the foreground, and second time whenever it is being destroyed by system and coming back to the foreground. So in all those cases, activity gets created and recreated. If it gets destroyed due to lack of resources, then it gets recreated. If it's coming first time in the foreground, then it is onCreate method gets called. So you can see here, let's say if some another activity comes into the foreground and this activity goes into the background, then onPause and then onStop method will get called. So and let's say if activity is finished by either by system or by user, then onDestroy method gets called. Let's say if after onStop user navigates back to this activity and finishes the current activity and coming back to this activity, then onRestart method will get called. There is no onCreate method here, because onCreate method gets called in two cases: whenever activity is coming first time into the foreground, and second time whenever it gets destroyed by system due to lack of resources and coming back into the foreground. So this is the activity life cycle, you can say, and it will become more clear whenever we will see the live example of the app. So let's go to the practical app, then it will become more clear to you guys. So this is the app. Let's continue with the app and let's see if we will run our app and see when and which method will get called. So let's run it. So let's see onCreate, onStart, and onResume, because activity was coming first time into the foreground. So onCreate method gets called here, and after onCreate, onStart and onResume are the methods which gets called most of the time. Whether you are coming back to this activity, whether you are coming first time to this activity. So let's check if some more cases, what happens if we move to some other activity and this activity goes into the background, which method gets called in that case. onPause, because that activity has been paused now. onStop, onSavedInstanceState. This is the method which is called by system to save the resources, save the state of the data. Let's say if some another activity comes into the foreground and the activity we were previously on goes to the background, and then in that case system saves the resources in the bundle using save instance state. So basically this is called whenever system does not know whether we have finished the activity. Whenever user finishes the activity intentionally, then this method will not get called, because system knows that user has finished the activity. Whenever we are not finishing the activity, so it is happening due to, let's say, some another activity comes into the foreground, or let's say due to some lack of resources, system destroys the app and recreates the activity. So in all these cases onSaveInstanceState method gets called to save the state of the data. Let's say if we were on the activity and there was some data on the activity, like say if in the edit text there was some username or password in the activity, and let's say if system destroyed the activity, and after coming back to that activity, system need to show those data in the fields. So it saved that data in the saved instance state, and then after when it recreated the activity, it picks up the data from the bundle automatically and shows that data in the edit text. So this is automatically done by system. So now we will see what happens if we will come back to that activity. On restart, here you can see on restart gets called, not on create, then on start, then on resume. So here you can see whenever activity was already in the background, then on restart gets called. Let's say if activity is coming first time in the foreground, then only on create method gets called. And on start and on resume are the methods which gets called most of the time whenever activity coming onto the screen and it is starting. But difference is whenever activity is restarting from the background, it is on restart method gets called. Whenever activity is coming first time into the foreground, starting first time, then on create method gets called. Now let's see what happens if we press the home button. On pause, on stop, on save instance state. So this is on save instance state is gets called because system knows that user has not finished the activity, so it needs to save the data. That's why it called on save instance state after stopping the activity. Let's see, coming back to that activity from background, again all those methods will get called because activity is not finished yet. On restart, on start, and on resume. Now check one more example. Let's say if we press back button and we will finish the activity now. Now we have finished the activity. So on pause first of all, then on stop, then on destroy. There is no on save instance state method here because system knows that user has finished the activity. So it is not needed to save the data because user has finished the activity. So these were the cases. Let's check one more case here. What happens if we create if we changes the orientation of the screen? We will see that case here. So let's see that if we change the orientation of the screen, rotate screen, you can see here on pause, on stop, on save instance state for saving the state of the data, then on destroy because on orientation change activity gets destroyed and then it gets recreated. You can see on create gets called on start. First of all, system stops the activity, saves the data in the save bundle and using save instance state, then it destroys the activity, then it recreates the activity. So let's say what happens if we change the orientation back. All these things will repeat again because on pause activity gets destroyed and then gets recreated. So activity got destroyed, here it saved the data, here activity is getting destroyed. Now you can see it is getting recreated on create, and after on create you know on start and on resume will be get called every time. So this is about the activity life cycle. I hope you guys now have an idea about which method, when which method gets called, and whenever you have to write, where you have to write the code according to the situations. Whenever something comes into the foreground, then you can write that code in the on pause. If let's say activity is resuming, every time you want to implement some code, then you can write in the on resume. Let's say activity is getting created first time, you want to execute that code only first time. Whenever activity is getting created, then you can write that code in on create. Similarly, on save instance state is not the part of activity lifecycle, but it is related to the activity. That's why I have shown you that method here. So you can use this method. Let's say if you want to save some user ID, user is logged in and screen is changing orientation, then you can save the user ID in the save instance state, and after whenever activity gets recreated, then you can pick up that user ID here after orientation change, then you can accordingly adjust your code, or you can show the information using that user ID. So in this way, user ID will not be get lost. So this is all about Android activity lifecycle. I hope you guys now have an idea about Android activity lifecycle. And if you like the video, you can share it, you can leave comments. Next time I will be coming with some another tutorial. Till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding.